Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our morning talk here at Formnext 2021. I have dear guests here on my stage, which I would like to introduce to you. First, it is Petra Haarburger, President of Mesago, Messe Frankfurt. Welcome here on stage, Petra.
Thank you very much, Guido. I'm so happy to be here.
And welcome Sascha Wenzler, Vice President, Mesago, and Head of Formnext. So to say, Mr. Formnext.
Guido, thank you. Good morning.
I'm so glad that we meet here in person, because the last 1.5 years, it was a truly digital excitement that we had. We worked a lot together. The community was informed during all that time through digital channels, but I guess this here, being in person, is better, isn't it, Petra?
Guido, it's so hard to describe, I think, what actually it goes through my head at the moment. You know, sitting here together, I think this morning when we woke up and we went from the hotel here, and it was so, I don't know, unreal in a certain way, and it's so wonderful to just feel this buzz and this excitement and looking at everybody and just feeling that we are finally back on stage here and in the halls. It's just marvelous.
Yeah, and looking at all the exhibitors, Sascha, that should give you a good feeling, right? Because there are much more exhibitors than we all expected, right?
Yeah, Guido, for sure. So it's really overwhelming how the community finally also supports an exhibition like Formnext. So we have over 600 exhibitors attending in 3 halls, which is incredible. And also the international percentage is over 50%. So it's really a highly international trade fair with a lot of exhibitors.
But there is also one drawback, I have to admit, because looking at our today's coffee cups, in comparison to last time when we met here in 2019, these are now paper coffee cups. That is not as stylish as we're used to have it. There are some special Corona rules here in the exhibitors halls. I guess you needed to adapt it frequently before the Formnext started, right? What are the major rules that you are working on?
All over the year, Guido, it was really like, you know, a roller coaster ride.
Yes.
So everybody of us experienced a lot of changes in the rules. Nearly every day, every week, something changes. And not only nationwide, but also here in Germany, as you know, the federal states act differently. So it was quite difficult to prepare everything. But finally, a few weeks ago, we decided jointly with our exhibitor advisory board and with many, many companies that we go to the so-called 2G rule, which is a German expression, but it means that only vaccinated and recovered people can enter. And with this measure, finally, we created really a very high level of security, of safety. With all the possibilities we have right now, like, for example, seeing each other, not taking so much care of distance, not obliged to wear a mask, but we are very open. Everybody is free to wear a mask if he or she feels better to do so. So it's a very free atmosphere, and we really think this is also a good atmosphere for the business finally, and that's why all the companies are here and expecting their visitors. Mm-hmm. But you asked about the coffee, you're right. There are some rules also regarding catering possibilities, and one rule is only to have cups like these.
But anyway, the coffee is very good. So
exactly, what's in there is still really good, so that's the most important thing, right?
Petra, you have been talking to quite a lot of exhibitors already now before the Formnext started. It's only some minutes ago that the Formnext was officially opened. But you spoke to a lot of the exhibitors. What is their feedback? Do they feel safe here? Do they feel comfortable with this 2G rule? Because I have to say, for me personally, it's a good feeling to be around here, to see everybody which is in the hall is safe. So that is a good feeling in comparison to what we lived the last 1.5 years. What is the feedback you get?
Actually, I think it was also a process, like everywhere, also in private, you got used to that. And I think now also everybody is so happy to really have these personal encounters with really seeing and meeting each other. I think we all had the experience also. If you know people, it's okay with the mask. It's also okay going digital, but really getting new contacts, making new business encounters. I think everybody here really is so happy that this is possible. Actually, yesterday we had a standards meeting of ASDM here, and so many Americans were here, and it was so wonderful to see how they really cherished this being together, this really networking again. And I guess this is also something that was the feedback that I got from lots of the exhibitors. But to be honest, there's also others who might not be so fond of it. But I guess, as I said, it's also like in the personal life, Some people just have a personal feeling that others are excluded. But if I look at today, I think everything's right because it's the safest environment that we can offer at the moment.
Yeah, sounds good. I guess there are also some learnings. 1.5 years of Corona and adapting to it that called for action. You needed to adapt your strategy as a trade fair company. You perfectly adapted to it because you offered to the community a digital alternative. What was the feedback you got on that, and how have you been able to care for the AM community in the meanwhile?
Yeah, Guido, it's still exploring the future possibilities and adapting the strategy all the time for us as show organizers. Last year when we met, we experienced a purely digital event, which was for us, it was a first time event to do it like this. It was also, a lot of weeks and months to prepare and to make a change. And for us, it was also a mind change. And then we had a very good experience with the results. Everybody was happy attending. We had quite good figures of attendance. And then we learned another thing. Over 1 year, purely digital, doing business, doing meetings, everybody of us learned, hey, we are missing something. It's necessary to come back on track and
Definitely.
to come back like here when you walk through a live exhibition hall and you expect a lot of meetings and a lot of personal meetings. Mm-hmm. That's what we learned also out of the digital. So the future is to find a right mix, and that's where still I think a lot of answers need to be found, because we will find a combination.
Yeah.
But the future will show us which is the right combination, and I think also this combination will change all the time maybe.
And maybe the balance will be different, also looking at different communities. But I think it also gave us a big opportunity to connect, or it gives us the big opportunity to connect also during the year. Because so far we had, which is wonderful, we have these wonderful 4 days of meeting everybody in person here. But then, before and after, there's so many opportunities maybe you can explore in addition. And this is, I guess, is something that is also a benefit that we will further explore, as you said correctly, and to maybe becoming even more of a topic driver for AM on different channels. And due to different opportunities to meet.
And I like very much that you are taking the learnings into the future already now. That means this year, in 2021, you're not only offering this physical trade show, but you have digital offering as well. So in 2 weeks' time, people can relive, so to say, the physical Formnext on the internet, right?
Absolutely right. We do another experiment. For the first time, we try to create a digital reflection of a physical trade fair. So now we really look forward to the next 4 days to meet each other and to have a really great trade fair here in Frankfurt. And for everybody who is not able to attend, it is our intention to create a platform, a digital platform, where we can reflect on the days here and where we can deepen maybe the connections everybody was able to make here and exchange and to give another possibility to have a little longer Formnext experience.
Exactly.
That sounds great. The Formnext day one is still very young, so that's why we're doing the morning talk, right?
True.
So we are in the beginning of everything. So give us an overview of what we need to see when we come to Frankfurt, when we are physically here in the halls. What are you proposing? What should people go to and experience here on Formnext?
Yeah, so first of all, an invitation to all the visitors attending Formnext. Please come and see the exhibitors. So there are over 600, like I said. It's a large variety of additive manufacturing process technologies where you can experience everything live and talk to each other live, beginning from material, from software, from design, pre-processing, the additive manufacturing process, post-processing technologies, and overall control and manufacturing process technologies on the show floor. But we also have some highlights.
Definitely, because as we know, AM is a very venturous community and they always look at what's next. So we definitely have the Startup Challenge where really new AM enterprises look for new ideas what to do. So this will happen on Thursday. We will have the Por Mundus Challenge as well, where also new design of AM technologies will happen. So this is also cool to see what new companies will come into the community.
Yeah.
All the time,
and that's
right?
the nice thing about Formnext, but because the community is still a very mixed one. So you have those established companies, the big companies, the big players, worldwide players, and you also have these young startups, very small companies, but very fresh in mind. And so this is a nice mixture that we are experiencing here. What other events do we need to see here?
Yeah, it's the young companies today. They are already today with the Pitch Next event on stage. And we have a 4-day running TCT conference with high-level speakers sharing very deep insights in their experience using the technology, like Boeing, for example, or Deutsche Bahn, for example. And we have very interesting special areas, showcases. We have the VDMA manufacturing showcase from our honorary sponsor, and we have the BAM Building Environment Showcase, because when you look back the last 1 or 2 years, building and architecture using additive manufacturing became more and more an important field for this technology. So really a lot of things going on the show floor.
And as you just said, as we're still always entering new ventures, I would say, or new fields where AM really happens. This is also why we started this Discover 3D printing seminars, which will also happen right here actually as well, and where we really look at what's possible with AM, because I think it's important to get the mind shift into what AM really means when you go into industrial production actually. So this is also something I think that's worth looking at and to see what's possible with AM.
Yeah. And I think, by the way, it is always a good idea to come to Hall 11 here to our Formnext TV stage, because all day through we have a nice program and very exciting people here on stage discussing, presenting all day throughout the whole Formnext 2021. I was so glad that you joined me here on stage for this morning talk. It is good to see that you are having good mood, that you're happy, that you are smiling, because that is what we all should do here in this year. I'm so happy that we're all back. Petra Haarburger of Mesago and Sascha Wenzler of Formnext and Mesago, thank you very much. Have a good trade show this year, and we will meet soon again. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.